Well, would you look at that, something happened. Yesterday, the Cubs signed right-hander Darvish to a 6-year, $126 million deal with potential bonuses that could bring the value of the contract up to $150 million. Now, before we get into what this means for the Cubs, I'd like to get into the contract first. It does look like Darvish signed with the Cubs because they were the only team willing to give him a 6th year on his contract. But after 2 years, there is an opt-out clause for Darvish. So, in 2 years, if Darvish does good and he feels he can get more money, he can test the free agency market again. And if he doesn't do well, it looks like the Cubs are stuck with a pitching version of Jason Hayward. But let's get into what this means for the Cubs. I like the deal for the Cubs. I like it a lot. I mean, there are a few cons, like if Darvish doesn't do well, he will stay with the Cubs so he can keep his money while he plays at a level not worth it, but overall I would say this is a really solid deal. Darvish is entering his age 31 season, and throughout his major league career, he has been a very solid, reliable pitcher. Posting a 3.42 career ERA and not being injured that often, Darvish is clearly the best fit for the Cubs. And as for the Cubs, this is what their plan was designed to do. The Cubs used their top draft picks to draft position players, and then figure out pitching later. And this plan has worked, obviously. I mean, the Cubs won their first World Series title over 100 years 2 seasons ago. The Cubs rotation was pretty decent, but now it is very good. Going into the 2018 season, adding Darvish now means the Cubs are projected to have the 4th best WAR out of all rotations in the MLB. Now, obviously, the offseason is far from over. Guys like Jake Arrieta are still free agents, but even after everyone is signed, the Cubs rotation will be top 5 or at least top 6 projected into next season. Let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, the World Series. Okay, so there have been rumors going around that Darvish may have been tipping pitchers in the World Series. Now I'm going to leave a video link in the description where you can draw your own conclusions. But this has led to people calling Darvish unclutch, but let's not forget, besides last year's World Series, Darvish has been pretty good in the postseason. I mean, there was the 2016 ALDS, but even then Darvish wasn't that horrible. A lot of people seem to forget that last year in the NLDS and NLCS, Darvish did perform very well against the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. So Darvish does make the Cubs better, obviously, but are they now at the Dodgers level? I don't think so. Let's just take a minute and just acknowledge the straight up murder that happened in last year's NLCS. I mean, some of the games were kind of close, and somehow the Cubs ended up winning one, but you could just tell who the better team was by far. Don't get me wrong, the Cubs are close. They are about 1 to 2 pieces away. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade for Machado at the deadline if he doesn't commit to re-sign with the Orioles, but if they don't make an impact move, I don't see a way they can make it back to the World Series next season. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But now I'd like to get into where I've been, and I'd like to talk about the channel a little bit and stuff. Okay, so I haven't uploaded in like a week, basically. This past week has probably been one of my busiest out of like the entire year so far, and I didn't really have time to finish a video. I've been working on a Satchel Paige video that will come out this weekend. That video will be a banger. Yesterday I ended up going to San Francisco and heading up to AT&T Park, and I actually ended up meeting Andrew McCutcheon yesterday. I mean, he was really cool. Gave him a fist bump, wished him best of luck next year. Shout out to Andrew. I also got Hunter Strickland to sign a ball for me. I mean, if I knew that I would see him there, then I totally would have bought my Harper jersey and had him try and sign that. I got to go into the Giants clubhouse and look around. I mean, it looks amazing. The whole trip was absolutely incredible. Oh, and shout out to Jeff for sending me these figurines. He sent me a Ken Griffey Jr. and a Barry Bonds. So shout out to Jeff for sending me these. And the channel has been popping recently. I mean, like, my last video hit like 75,000 views, which I think is like a high for this channel. And we also doubled our subscriber base, so shout out to all the new subscribers. Welcome. Thanks to all you guys who watched the video all the way through. I appreciate it. I'm gonna announce something in the next video that I think would be fun for us, so you can interact with me and vice versa. But like and subscribe to Flip Crew today, and peace.
I know you've been needing somebody. Nobody really got me like I got. Just tell me what you really want from me. It's no problem.